Live. Welcome. My name's Dan Latto. Hope you're well today. With all this stuff going on about all this extra stuff going on in the world right now, I wanted to move away from that for this session because it's just it's kind of like we eat it, we drink it, we breathe it, we sleep it, we wake up, or before we wake up, we dream it, and then we wake up and it's, every day turns into the same. So in this session, I wanted to do something a little bit different. If you've got any questions, just stick them in the box and I can answer them for you. But specifically in this session, I wanted to cover some goal setting. And because nobody really knows what's happening right now and where we are, and things are changing on a daily basis, I just wanted to extend the goal setting from where we are today to some point into the future. And that's the whole point of goal setting anyway. So when we do goal setting, the whole point is for you to fast forward, imagine what you want the future to look like. So I can feel a couple of diagrams coming up almost immediately. If you've got any questions, just ask. But let me make sure you can see this first of all. There it is. Let me make it a bit closer. There we go. Okay. So when we do goal setting, if I do it here, yeah, you can see that. That's fine. I wonder if the black works. I think the black ran out actually. Let's have a look. Oh no, we can do the black. Okay. So when we do goal setting, okay, this is really important. Most people do goal setting wrong. They goal set the month. So this is a time period right here. This could be today and a month. Some people goal set a week here to here. I think, you're going to like this one. I think what you want to be doing is you want to goal set from here, day 0, to here, which is, you're going to like this, 15 years. 15 years into your future. That's how long you want to be goal setting. This is the reason why I think you want to be doing this. Obviously today, right now, the whole world is kind of stopping on its axis and everyone's panicking and panic buying and all this extra stuff, okay? And it's really hard to put this into the context of what really goes on over a 15-year period. So the stock market goes like this, okay? And you go, oh my gosh, that's really what real life is like in terms of a stock market. The thing is, this is one day. That could be literally just one day from there through to there. It could be one day, or it could be 100 days, or it could be a month, or it could be 10 years, or it could be 15 years or 20 years. And the problem is that let's say that this is actually, let's get rid of that. Let's put this is 15 years. Okay, that says years. Let's say this is 15 years, and right now we're here. Let's just say, I can do that in a different color. Let's say that this is where we are right now. And if that is where we are right now, and this is over a 15-year period, okay, we're about to take a big drop, right? We know that this is going to happen, by the way. We know that this is going to happen. And if you're like, oh, well, maybe we won't go into a recession. It could even be we're here, and it's not this coronavirus that's sending us into this. I'll come to your questions once I've done this, by the way. So it could be that it's not coronavirus. It could be the next thing. It could be the recession that's going to cause this. Or it could be aliens land on the White House lawn, or we discover mermaids living in Atlantis. Who the hell knows? I don't know. You don't know. Nobody really knows what's coming. But this is why we put our goal setting into context, because if this is where we're going to be and right now we're panicking and everyone's worried, this is 15 years. This is where we're going to end up here. And so this here, this little downfall, which feels drastic today and next week and next month, it feels drastic. But in the whole scheme of things, it's not that drastic, right? And this is what we forget. If we zoom out on 2001, 9/11, we went in, and it was a massive hit worldwide. That recovered very quickly. And the same in 2008 with the worldwide housing market crash. It recovered very quickly, not necessarily housing, but the whole market taken as a whole was taking this massive hit, felt massive, felt like the world was ending. But actually, here we are 18 years after 2001, 19 years after 2001, and 2008 was 12 years ago. We're here still, although it's dipped now because of coronavirus. But I need you to understand that when we do things, it's not the tiny day-to-day things that affects our lives, okay? It's the big stuff that affects it over the next 15 to 25 years. That's the bit where I need to get you. So if we are here, with coronavirus and you're looking at investing in the stock market and you actually buy somewhere around here, all right, this might be a 3-year period from here to here. Let me redo that actually. From here to here might be a 3-year period. So this bit right here is going to go up, up, and up. I know a guy who he's literally just sold his Tesla to buy Tesla. He sold his Tesla car to buy Tesla stock because Tesla stock has gone like this and now it's gone like that. And this is where we are with Tesla stock because of what's happening in the marketplace right now. He knows in 15 years it's going like that. And so this is why I need you to get an idea in terms of your, let me just clean this, an idea in terms of your goal setting so that you can get a really clear idea as to where you are and get it in context of where you're going to be in 15 years and what's going to happen. Too many people are doing short-term goal setting, and that's task management, not goal setting. Anything less than a month is a task. Anything less than a month is a task. And so you need to be doing goal setting, not task management. So how do we want to do that? So the way in which we want to do it, we want to do it in reverse order, okay? So we go 15 years. And then we want to do 10 years. And then we want to do 5 years, 3 years, 18 months, 12 months, 6 months, 3 and 1. Anything less than a month is a task. I'll say that again because this bit's really important. It's a bit that people don't get. Anything less than a month and goal setting isn't a goal, it's a task. And you put it into your task management system to get done. So this is the idea. So work with me on this. So let's say that in 15 years, where do you want to be? Stick it in the box down below. If nobody responds, I'll put it in myself. So let's say 10 grand. In terms of cash flow, monthly income, what would you like? 10 grand, would that be nice? 10 grand every single month? Let's go with 10 grand for now. And we'll see how this pans out, because this is really important. Okay, so let's go, yeah, damn, you know what? In 15 years' time, I'd love to be earning 10 grand a month, clear and free, 120 grand a month. I know that that's my income. That'd be amazing. That's exactly what I want. Great. £10,000 per month. So if you're doing 10 grand in 15 years, how much in 10 years? And people normally go, well, do you know what? I think it'd be really nice, maybe 6 or 7. Okay, should we go 7? Yeah, let's go 7. £7,000 a month. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? In 10 years' time. Okay, in 5 years' time, what do you think in 5 years' time? Well, in 5 years' time, well, I don't know, maybe 5 grand a month. Okay, 5 grand a month. Brilliant, yeah. And 3 years' time, what, 3 grand a month? Okay, great. 3K meaning £3,000. What about in 18 months? Well, maybe 1,800 quid. Yeah, I can see why 1,800 quid per month. Yeah, kind of makes sense. Okay. And 12 months, 1,200. 6 months, 600. 3 months, 300, and 1 month, 100. Okay, where are you today? Well, I earn 2 grand a month. Oh, you earn 2 grand a month now? Yeah. But you just said that in a month you want to be earning 100. Oh, yeah, I got it wrong. Okay, but let's look at these numbers. In 15 years, you want to be doing 10 grand a month, and in 10 years, you want to be on 7 grand a month. So it took you an extra 5 years to earn, put a different colour. It took you an extra 5 years to earn just an extra £3,000 from 7 to the 10. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. Let's go down. You see where I'm going with this. In 10 years, you want 7 grand a year. But in 5 years, you said you'd be doing 5 grand a year. So it's taken you 5 years here to earn an extra 2 grand and another 5 years to earn an extra 3 grand. How does that work? And in 3 years' time, you want to be doing 3 grand a month. Yeah, so that's another 2 grand difference right there. So when you get to 3 years' time and you're doing 3 grand a month, it's going to take you another 2 years to get an extra 2 grand a month. Yeah. Okay. Let's go with it. To get in 18 months, you want to be on £1,800 a month, but you've already said right now you're earning 2 grand a month. So what's going on here? How does that even work? But right here is an extra £1,200 a month. Here's an extra £600 a month. Here's an extra 600. Here's an extra 300. Here's an extra 200. Like, can you see what's going on here? These numbers are too small. If you can go from 0 to 5 grand, let's assume that you're earning nothing right now. If you can go from 0, where are we, up here, to £5,000, and it takes 5 years to do that, why is it taking another 5 years to get an extra 2 grand? Surely, if anything, to get from 0 to 5 grand would be 5 grand, fine. To get from, in 5 years, to get from 5 years to 10 years, what, you're going to do another 5 grand? Surely you'd be doing an extra 10 grand, or 10 grand in total. And what, it takes, you said it would take an extra 5 years to get from 7 grand to 10 grand, even though you went from 0 to 5 grand, wherever it is, here, in 5 years. It doesn't make sense. Surely you'd be on like £25,000. And the problem here, and this is why we do it in reverse, the problem is people see £20,000 a month and it's too big a number and they can't quite believe it. But actually, if we're going from 0 to 5 years and we're doing £5,000, it's totally doable. It's completely and utterly doable. That is why we do goal setting in reverse. So the other aspect here, I'm trying to find new and interesting ways of cleaning my whiteboard. I think spraying the cloth is probably it. So the other thing is that because it seems too big, these numbers, they then feel unrealistic. It's actually one of the problems with what we've got going on in the world right now. People not self-isolating because it kind of feels like a film, like it's a dream, like it's not real. And because it feels unreal, people don't take it seriously. And if I was to look at my income 20 years ago, 15 years ago, it went like that. And yours can too. So let's talk about ecology of goals next. So it's got to be ecological. So number one, in terms of goal setting, it's got to be good. It's got to be good for you. Okay, so good for me, good for you, good for the community, good for the planet. Let's talk about good for the planet for a few moments because I think this is really important. When we're goal setting, your goals have to be good from an ecological point of view. Ecological means good for me, good for you, good for the community, good for the planet. I just saw a letter this morning from Britannia Hotels to the staff saying, your services are no longer necessary. Please vacate the premises. And the staff at the hotels live at the hotels. Their room is at the hotels. This morning, they found out they will no longer get employed and they no longer have a house to live in, a place to live in. And so now they're going to be homeless. Like this afternoon, they're homeless, okay? By the way, I think that company is owned by the guy that owns Wetherspoons, Tim Martin. Tim, nice but dim. Tim, not very nice. But I think he owns that organisation. Correct me if I'm wrong. Allegedly owns that organisation for legal purposes. Might be wrong. You can put it in a box if I am. Anyway, is it good for the community? No. Going to pubs and drinking right now with coronavirus, is that good for the community? No. Building a shelter for the homeless, is that good for the community? Yes. Venice shutting down and all the wildlife coming back in. I think Venice needs to ask themselves some ecological questions about the level of tourism that goes on in that location because it's not ecological at all. But your goals have to be ecological. They've got to be ethical. They've got to be good for you, good for me, good for the community, and good for the planet. And many people kind of ignore that because it's about me, and we live in this world where it's me. And I don't think coming out of Corona, that's where we're going to be living anymore. Okay, glad we covered that bit. Next bit is how you write your goals. So I learned this from Chris Howard. I did all my NLP training through Chris Howard. See if you can remember it off by heart. So this is how you write your goals. How to write goals. Now you'll notice, by the way, I'm not doing SMART. Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic timescale. That is 1980s technology, and we don't use that technology anymore. You can do if you're old school, but we don't use that technology anymore. The new technology is where you're future pacing. So I think I'm going to use green because the black's running out. So it is now, insert date, and I am, have, insert goal. So let's give you an example. So and we're future pacing. This date is some point in the future. So it is now the 1st of January 2025, and I am, and I have, whatever the goal is. So it is now 1st of January 2025, and I am making £5,000 a month. And I know this because insert evidence. Okay. It is now the 1st of January 2025, and I have just picked up my brand new Ferrari, and I know this because I'm sat in the driving seat. I can feel the leather seats, I can smell the leather. I put my foot down on the accelerator and I hear the noise. So listen to the language that's being used here, because we're using a couple of sneaky little things. We're using audio cues. So one of the audio cues, how do we know? Well, I put my foot down and I can hear, I spelled cues wrong. Should be a curly cut. Cues. That doesn't even look right either. Anyway, I've put my foot down and I can hear the Ferrari, the sound. We're using kinesthetic cues. I'm touching the leather seat. My hands are wrapped around the steering wheel and I'm grasping to the steering wheel. Smell, which is gustatory. So listen to what I said. I'm sat in my Ferrari. Sat is a kinesthetic. And my hands are on the steering wheel and I'm touching the leather next to me and I can smell the leather. Okay, that's gustatory. So we've got audio, kinesthetic. We've got to look is another one, or to see. So I'm sat in my Ferrari, and there's two ways of doing this. One is where you're looking and you're seeing through your own eyes. So you're sat in your Ferrari and you're looking through your own eyes. Eyes, and the next one, and the last one, I'm going to put, otherwise it'll go off the bottom. I can always remove that. Look through other people's eyes. I know you can't read the writing, don't worry about it. So this is where, okay, so I'm sat in my Ferrari. It is now the 1st of January 2025, and I am sat in my brand new Ferrari, and I know this because I'm sat in it. I can feel the steering wheel and the leather. I put my foot down, I can hear the car roar. I can smell the brand new leather smell. And as I look through my own eyes, looking down the bonnet, I can see the bonnet in front of me. When I first picked up my Porsche, I felt like I was flying a Spitfire, because it felt like where the bonnet went, the car went as well. It was a very weird feeling, but I specifically remember having that as a feeling. So I can see it through my own eyes. And then the next one is, and I can see other people watching me drive past. That's seeing it through other people's eyes. This is how we write down goals. There's a final stage on this, which we're not going to cover in this session. But the final stage is an eyes closed induction, where you close your eyes and you're putting yourself at notice my eyes are closed, you're putting yourself some point into the future and you're dropping yourself directly into this situation, and you are literally feeling as though you are really there, feeling the feelings as though you're right there, seeing it through your own eyes, smelling the smells, hearing the sounds around you that you would hear in that future date. And what this does is it lightens up your neurology. So you're actually making a physical connection with your body to that point in time, even though it's not happened yet. Imagine that it has already happened. Imagine this isn't make-believe. Imagine that this is a memory that you haven't experienced yet. And I know that sounds weird. This is why NLP works. It screws with your head. It's meant to sound weird. This is a memory that's in the future that's coming backwards from the future to now. It's happened. It just hasn't happened to you yet. It's happened in the universe from a quantum physics point of view. Definitely has happened. Everything happens at all times right now and at all times as well. So everything's already happened. Time makes no sense in quantum physics. Coming backwards, it's a future memory. And this is how you need to write goals. Now, if you're just joining us or you're watching this partway through and you're like, what is he on about? You need to watch this right again from the start. We've uploaded to YouTube as well, but you can also watch the replay in the group. I'm happy to answer any questions on this, by the way. This is how we do goal setting in the 21st century. Definitely how we should be doing goal settings in the 21st century, because the old SMART goals, were and still are relevant. If you haven't got access to any other goal setting, then the SMART goals, SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, timescale, specific. I said specific. That had its place in the 80s and 90s, but we don't live in the 80s and 90s anymore. In 2020, this is the new way of actually doing it, and this is really how you should be doing goal setting. So if you've missed the session that we've just done, you can just go and rewatch it right from the start. But I hope that's useful for you. Let me just see. We did have a question, but it's about sourcing packages. I've got it. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I'll cover that in a different session. But yeah, I hope that's useful from a goal setting point of view. And I would start writing your goals. You're going to be at home for a little bit, so now's the time to start planning out your entire future. Start from 15 years, work backwards. The only other thing I would say, by the way, is you want to have different headings. So you want cash flow, because that's monthly cash flow. You want physical. How do you want your physical health to be? You want spiritual, if you're into spirituality or religion. You want relationships, and there's a couple of types of relationships. You want personal, as in interpersonal, you and your partner, kids, friends, and family. You might want to have relationships with the way that you treat people, or treat people that are less fortunate than you. So we've got cash flow, physical, spiritual, relationships. Mental health is a good one to have, obviously. I'm sure I've missed a couple out here, but you can add those as well. Hopefully that's useful for you. We'll catch up with you in the next video. My name's Dan Latter. Have a good day. Take care.